It's 93.9 The Beat. My name is Romeo Valentine alongside KC. And right now in the iHeartRadio Music Hall, we have special guests, Preston and Yesjulz.
What's good? What's good?
Let's give it up.
Welcome to
Mahalo.
Hawaii. Well, Preston actually is from where? Were you from, Preston?
I'm from Orange County, but I migrated to the island of Maui, so I'm over on the north side over there. So
Okay.
I'm a local.
Yeah, Yesjulz is from Mililani.
Yeah, wherever that is.
She just got off the
That's where I
cruise
was
ship,
born.
so she's just moving into her timeshare. She's gonna be local now.
It's just going to be bad jokes this entire interview, guys. Brace yourself.
Oh, yeah, there we go. We're going to count them up.
Okay.
We got 1 point for the bad jokes. All right.
I'm only allowed to say one phrase 3 times, so I'm gonna hold that until.
Yeah, don't say it yet.
I got it.
On the
though. I
locks.
got 3.
Oh, I'm scared. Okay, I'm nervous now. We actually been waiting for this interview today, and now I'm a little nervous
Why are you nervous, Romes?
because this guy has 3 things that I don't know. I can't speak English right now.
He's got 3 things. What?
That he just said that he's gonna say. I don't know what his joke is gonna be.
Guys, when's the last time you guys had a show like the show we're about to have?
It's been a long time.
Yesterday.
Not yesterday.
Oh, really?
But anyway,
what
welcome.
was yesterday?
We did an interview with a local artist.
No, I mean like the concert.
Oh, like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, is it often that we see this many artists coming, for a lineup out here?
You know what? The last one was probably the one that I threw, man, which was like a few years ago. We had
Big up yourself.
Love. We had Deja Love. We had I Am Sue. We had Jared Castro, AD. Who else did we have? Walter French. Who else did we have? We had that was.
So this is kind of like a big deal.
Yeah, this is like it doesn't happen.
A little bit bigger than the biggest.
This is huge,
Yeah.
because
I know what huge looks like.
That's number 2.
Standing right over there. Just standing right over to
Keeping
the
track.
camera, huge. So I mean, there hasn't been a show like this in Hawaii for a long time. You gotta really fly out to places to see something like this.
Yeah, I was wondering, it's my first time here. I've been in Maui for the past like 4 weeks, but this is my first time in Oahu.
Okay.
And
you said it right.
yeah, I shocked myself right there. But I've wondered what the music market is like here. And so, I'm like, oh, are they, what is everybody listening to on the islands? And so I'm sure, there's a lot of Jhene Aiko fans out here. I'm sure, is everybody listening to Tyga? And like, who do you think people are the most, or who are you the most excited to see?
You know what? I've seen them both live. And they're both amazing. So it's hard to say because it's like I love R&B, and then I came up on hip hop, so it's kind of like what I'm feeling, So it's.
Are you familiar with Danny Lay?
Oh yeah. You know what? I was in Vegas.
Baby.
I was gonna go to her show while she was in Vegas, but
I'm in that video, by the way.
Are you really?
Yeah, low key.
What?
Yeah, I'm in the orange
How did
jumpsuit holding the boombox in the background.
How did you get in the video?
She actually is so cool. She reached out to a bunch of her homies and was like, hey, I'm shooting my video. Anybody who's been a part of like my trajectory, I want you guys to come do cameos. So there's like Trey Songz is in there. I'm in there. Kamaya's in there.
Yeah, I seen
Anybody
Kamaya,
that really like supported her early, she put them in the video. So I thought that was really cool of her. She's super down to earth and awesome. I'm really excited. She's actually going to stick around and like check out the island and explore a little bit. So you guys got to give us some pointers.
So you've given her a little intel then about what's going on down here.
Yeah, well, I don't know anything. I'm just telling her what I think is going on down here. I'm waiting on you guys. I'm trying to see where the party's at. It's 420 on Saturday. Where are we going?
Oh, man. This guy seems to know, though.
This guy looks like
he seems to know.
Like today's 420 for him.
I'm 100% cannabis culturally appropriate.
Yeah,
So
because
my
when
dropouts are coming in and I'm ready to smoke.
When I mentioned this had CBD, he goes, man, I got a farm. Okay?
A big one.
So
I'm just
420 is going to be a big
pineapples.
day for him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Well,
Pineapples are cool,
Your hair looks like a pineapple.
yeah, that's what my wife says.
Hey.
And I tell her it does, right? I said, who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
You got to think a pineapple holds a crown, so that's king-ish.
That's the second bad joke, Rom.
Yeah, viewers are falling off by the second.
On the lokes.
But the show we're talking about, Cabana Fest,
Okay,
May 4th.
Okay, back to the business.
Back to the business.
All right. So you guys, Cabana Festival. So you guys got a long array of artists that are gonna be listed. And I thought Young Pinch, Made in Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
They've both been here before, so this is awesome to see them on stage on this scale, which is great because they're both great artists, and Danny Lay as well. Of course, you were mentioning earlier. So I mean, what did you guys feel like when you guys were putting this together? What did you like? How did you jump on board? Yesjulz, and you got your own lounge going down. What's going on?
I mean, we usually 1 a.m. we have our station, 1 a.m. radio. It's a digital radio station, and for us, we kind of just like to give a place for the homies to hang out and just come through, play games, talk about stuff that other people aren't asking them questions about. Like, we're not the average hosts or interviewers. We like to just, we're hanging out. Like, these are our friends, so we just like to create moments in artist areas at these high energy events and add a little layer of fun to everything. It's really funny how I came to be involved. I actually was like going crazy a little bit, and the universe led me to Maui. I was like, where can I go to like
free your mind?
Just be sane for a second and just free my mind? Yeah. And all signs pointed to Maui, and I ended up there. And of course, I'm a psycho, so I was there for about 7 days before I was like, I need to work. And then I was like looking on Instagram, like, what's going on the islands? And then I saw this festival, and I'm like, oh, my friends are all going to be here next month. And I'm like, damn, am I going to be here for a month? And I just reached out to them, and I DM'd Cabana Group or Cabana Boyz on Instagram. And I was like, yo, you guys need help with this festival? And then they were like, yeah, let's get on a call. And we got on a call. It ended up being that I knew one of the partners, Chauncey from LA, and they knew of the brand, and they were just like super down and open to collaborate, which is very rare in this industry. It was like no egos on both sides. I was just like,
welcome to Hawaii.
Yeah, it's amazing. It was really welcome. I've just been welcomed by everybody that I've met since I've been here, and they're just like, hey, we're down to collaborate, whatever you want to do. I'm like, I'm here for whatever you need, and that's how it started. And then I met P and Jody, who are also partners in the festival, and they're kind of where the cannabis and CBD aspect comes in, and I've learned a lot from Jody, and it's just been a really great experience. I'm excited. I'm excited to see the crowd's reaction to the music. I'm a really big fan of just observing and seeing people enjoying
the scene.
Yeah, I want to peep the scene. I'm staying a few extra days this week just so I can like check out all the cool spots and see what's going on, meet some local artists.
When you get back, you can give everybody else the tour.
I'm not going back.
So you're from
everybody's got to come here now. No, I'm from Miami.
Oh, Miami
girl.
But you live in
Miami. I live here now.
She's a Maui.
I'm dead ass.
She's made it home.
She's made it home.
I gotta go back and get my stuff from storage. No, I think like we're living in a really crazy time right now. We're just always, I'm only gonna speak for myself. I can't assume that you guys are like me, but I've been glued to this screen for the past decade, and it's really nice to just kind of like go hike some waterfalls, actually look the person I'm speaking to in the eyes for more than 5 minutes before looking down at my phone. It's been a really nice change of pace. Everyone seems filled with gratitude in Hawaii, just like happy to be here, happy to have it sunny, happy to have it raining. Like the other day I was at the flea market, or I was at the farmer's market, and it started raining. And I was like, man, I wasn't even mad that it was raining, but I guess, sometimes you just strike up conversation, for no reason, small talk. And I looked at the vendor and I was like, man, this weather sucks. He's like, no, it doesn't. It's just rain. He's like, and it's like him and like a whole family of 4. The kids are like 6, 7 years old. And I'm like, dang, as a father with your whole family here, it doesn't. He's like, nah. We like the weather. And I'm like, man, I love these people. I was like, I like it out here.
You're not used to it, huh?
No, I'm used to complaints and stress and just high tension and just everybody rushing all the time. People drive nice out here, It's like you cut in front of someone and they're like, mahalo. Yeah. I'm like, this is awesome,
Wow.
This is great. Not that I'm cutting people off or anything, But anyways, enough about me.
No, keep going. That's good.
No, I'm happy to be here.
Don't get if you're gonna live here, get used to it, because that's how people are really here.
Yeah. You got the best people in the world in Hawaii. I'll say that. Trust me, I was born in California, and I moved here when I was 5. And of course, I go back and forth here from time to time. And the best people are in Hawaii. And the thing about it, what I tell all my friends is, if you want to renew your mind, come back to Hawaii, and they feel refreshed. So that when they go home,
you can go hit the ground running. Yeah.
I pretty much explain it to people like this: like when your phone dies, you plug it in to charge it up.
Yeah.
This is I feel like for Earth and the world that we live in, this is a place to recharge. So the same way we treat our batteries and we upgrade our phones and we get the newest version of this, like we owe it to ourselves as human beings to get the newest version of ourselves and plug ourselves in and charge ourselves up, because we're fighting, especially in the music industry. There's a battle going on out there, and it's if you don't arm yourself for the battle and you're in this and you're not fighting the good fight, putting on the good music that's creating the good vibes to bring that kind of energy in, then we all lost. So
that was great.
I got more than jokes, guys. I'm telling you, there's a little bit of depth.
This guy's pretty deep, bro.
I was like, there's a brain in there.
It's like there's a war out there.
Guys,
It's not even 5 o'clock. It's getting deep.
Like, man, this guy read a verse from Ephesians.
You're reading verses on the way here.
Yeah, you got to think, why are we putting on a festival? You know, like why was Woodstock created? It was created to create love.
Bring people together.
Right.
You know, so
like this festival is probably going to have the most patient ticket line. It's just going to be like people just hanging out, meeting each other. I'm like so excited.
You know, even if you look at all the artists and stuff like that, they all bring a very eclectic, different sound, but it's a good vibe. You know, from the openers we have to the headliner. I mean, I could create a soundtrack with each one of those artists' songs, and you could listen to it for an hour driving down Honolulu Road, and it's going to give you that vibe like, oh, I could see this in a festival. I could see a day of this, and it's not going to get boring. You know? So
who are you most excited to see, Preston?
Me personally, like I really want to see Jhene and Danny. I've been following Danny's career since before she had kind of popped, and
she directed a Prince music video.
Yeah, and I'm from Huntington, so obviously I've Pinch is a hometown hero. Like seeing Pinch blow up from the town, like for what I do, I've come from there and I've owned businesses there, and then I managed to get myself out here and create another life for myself. So
Young Pinch has a very cool story, you know.
Yeah.
What's his story? Let's talk about that.
I mean, his story, like how he met YG. You know that story?
No.
YG and PC and the whole crew used to come through Huntington, so we already know.
Yeah.
I created those beach
Young
vibes.
Pinch meet YG?
Yeah.
Young Pinch met YG because YG bought his mama a spot, and Young Pinch happened to live in that same building, and he would see YG, and they would just be like, he wouldn't tell him that he does music, but somebody told YG, like, yo, you got to meet this kid. You got to meet this kid. And eventually, YG's like, all right, and then Young Pinch showed up, and he's like, hey, this dude from where my mom lived, So that's
funny.
Yeah, very funny. You didn't laugh.
That's your play. I'm really excited to see Kaylin Arnold in Daylight.
Oh, okay.
So you already know. I have personal vested interest in Day and Day of Savage. So I'm really. Excited.
I can't believe I've been in the dark this whole time. Like, where the fuck have? Sorry.
That's okay.
Where have I been that I didn't know who Daylight was when honestly, he's one of the best lyricists of our generation, hands down. Like, he is not to be fucked with.
Yeah, well, you guys already know what it is. Like, if you guys follow the culture. So the battle between him and Osna, we have Osna coming out. Shout out to DJ. You already know Osna. Just that's the boy. He's DJing the event, but him and Daylight have one of the biggest, battles, like MC battles.
Dude, I saw that, man. It went down,
so
right?
No, they touched on culture. They really touched on. They touched on a lot of things. So, helping Daylight transition from the battle world into the bigger artists, and working with Willie B, who's produced for Jhene, who's produced for bigger. It's going to be a beautiful thing. There's going to be a lot of great music, and I'm excited.
Kaylin's from Miami, and she's really awesome. She's like reggae, R&B, hip hop. She's one of the openers.
That's probably one of the biggest things in Hawaii is like reggae. Mm-hmm. Reggae for sure, and R&B and hip hop.
Now, Yesjulz, you've dabbled in artist management, right? How's that going for you?
Next question. No, I'm just no, it's cool.
Because you worked with Kanye, or artists that worked with Kanye and Pusha T.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People like that.
Yeah, I worked with Shake. She just shout out to 070 Shake. She just did Coachella. She just dropped a song, Morrow, and she has her debut album coming out. So looking forward to seeing what she does. But, we went our separate ways. But I'm working with Ralphie River, who's super amazing, Kaylin, who's going to be performing at the festival. Nice. But, like, right now, I'm really just excited to kind of just spend time with myself.
Okay, you got to just take a break from everything because it's been a crazy road for you, I see.
Why aren't you going to drop the bomb and tell them you're going to be performing next year? What are you doing?
You're gonna perform?
Are you working on a project?
Well, you did a freestyle recently online.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But
that was the old her.
No, I've been making music my whole life, but I started making a lot of money throwing parties when I was 18 years old.
Oh, sounds like me.
And I just kind of went that route, and because I just needed to feed my family,
right?
Yeah.
And music wasn't making money at the time, and I really just love. I get really passionate about shit that I like. I'll meet artists and I'll hear a song and I'll feel a feeling or like anything that evokes emotion in me. I can't help but want to tell everyone about it. It's actually like a gift and a curse, because most industry people they keep quiet about an artist that they find until they have them signed, and they don't do anything without paperwork. And I'm like, I love this artist. People need to hear this music right now. And that's like been pretty not good for me because I'm like basically the industry's little A&R, you know, like I'll post something I'll post somebody and the next day like they've got DMs from all my quote unquote friends in the industry.
Exactly.
You know
They're
I mean?
trying
like,
to steal them.
Trying to poach them. But it's cool because at the end of the day, like my whole reason for doing that is because I want this music to be heard. I want this artist to get their songs out. And, you know, for me, it's like God takes care of me regardless. Like that's why I went into artist management because I was like, oh, you know what? I'm good. I got my mom a house. Like this girl right here is the best artist I've ever met in my life. And she's just like chilling at this little house in Jersey. Like the world needs to hear her, you know? So I just will do like whatever I can, you know. P knows like we're both the same kind of person. We're connectors, you know. So it's like it takes a special kind of human, I think, to really be able to utilize a network and pull all their resources together and help bring somebody's like creative vision to life, and also add a business aspect to that and make it monetize, you know, able so they could monetize.
What is
it
your
and
story?
build
I'm
their
curious. Like, how did you like? What is your story like? You know, how did you, you know, self-made? What, like, how did this
all start for you?
I was telling P, I threw a prom after party in high school, a dead ass, and it was like Project X.
Oh my god!
In Tampa, anybody you ask in Tampa probably knows about it, and we'll talk about it. But I made $2,000. I thought I was rich as fuck, and I was like, I'm out of here. I'm dropping out of school. I'm throwing parties, and then from there, I was like, bigger market, Miami, higher stakes. You know, I went there. It was during like Miami's heat streak when the Heat was winning everything. It was a really good time. People were spending money
when
there.
LeBron was there.
LeBron was there. I was throwing parties. All these guys were coming to my parties. Everyone from like Beyonce to you name it has been to one of the parties that I threw. And from there, I really like kind of started getting bossy with the DJs, like telling them what to play all the time. And I realized that I really love curating the sounds of an experience, like much like you guys do, you know.
Exactly.
It's like, how much do you love telling your listeners about new artists or new songs?
Oh yeah.
And I was like, man, I really love this, you know. So we started doing playlists, and from there, you know, the natural trajectory of that, a lot of people have that trajectory. Like Scooter Braun started throwing parties in Atlanta, and he was an intern with Jermaine Dupri, and he found Asher Roth, and that was his, you know, he ended up taking a step back from being like a public figure curating events to just focus on managing Justin, and, you know, then step back into his thing. So where I messed up was I was trying to manage people but still like be Yesjulz, and like that's kind of, you know, advice that I've received since then is like, hey, you can't be bigger than the people you're managing, because that just puts a target on your back, you know. So if you're gonna move in silence, so now I know I'm trying to move in silence a little bit more and just kind of not. But I already told you guys about Caitlyn, so there we go. I can't help it.
You have a lot of, you're definitely, what I'm not right now.
I don't know what that means, but
it's been a long day. But
getting the words out.
You're definitely, Casey, what's the word I'm looking for?
You don't have the...
you have the insight. What is it? You're very smart when it comes to the industry. It sounds like you know exactly what you're saying and exactly where to move, exactly how to go. And
dude, I learn from my mistakes.
Yeah,
and I make a lot of mistakes.
And you know what? I almost feel like, I can relate to your passion. I hear it, and that's exactly how I am here. I'm over here like getting excited for new records that come out, new artists, like artists that don't even have a name yet, you know?
Well, I think as people who have a platform to tell, we have a duty to tell people when someone is dope. Yeah. You know, and I think the way social media works and stuff like that, it's kind of taken away from an artist to be like, I'm going to just focus on social media. People hear about things from word of mouth, and then they go to their phones and be like, I'm going to check this out because this person said it was dope. I'm going to check this out because I heard this from this person, you know.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, back in the day, I mean, I don't know how
word of mouth.
How old are you guys?
I'm old. I'm 36. So
I'm 29, so I'm really blessed and lucky to be where I'm at, because I feel like I'm that generation that had to work like before social Instagram media popped. Yeah. Like when I did my first party, I literally hand drew 200 tickets and cut them and sold them under the table at lunch.
Wow.
You know, so I know what it is to like go and promote for real. If
That's
Instagram,
like the legalized drug dealer right here. When
and here I was just selling dope, like thinking I was just going to be a rapper selling dope. Like, I don't get it.
We're going to cut that from just in case, you know, the cops are looking for him.
But I think it's important to like not depend on social media. You know, I feel like you have to, as I'm live streaming, by the way, but I feel like you have to really have different verticals of income and know how to utilize a network in real life. Like there's real life, you know, people could try to cancel me all day long, but there's 10 years of real life relationships, favors, good standing, you know what I mean? Dependability that's been put in. So it's like, these are real friends. Like, this is real shit that's just not going to go away because of a
like the relationships
tweet or
the relationships you have with multiple different artists and celebrities and all that, do you think the bond is stronger because you're being you?
I think the bond that I have with a lot of artists is strong because I believed in them early. And I think that that's key. I think people aren't a means to an end. I think you just have to meet people, and we were speaking about this. You have to meet people and like just be kind. And it's like, you know, Maverick,
real.
yeah, LeBron's manager and I became cool because I was a waitress serving coffee every day at Segafredo, and this guy used to come in
hustle.
and and I was just nice, and I didn't know who he was, you know what I mean? And one day he was like, yo, it's my birthday at Live, like you should come. And I show up and like Carmelo Anthony and LeBron are there, and I'm like, dude, who are you? He's like, oh, you know, I'm LeBron's manager. I was like, you never said anything. He's like, you never asked and you didn't care, and that's why I respect you, because you always treated me with respect. And I think that's why I have good relationships. But to be honest, like, I also don't have good relationships with people I thought I did. It's a cutthroat industry, and I think that all we can do is just do good and do kind things without expectations, because when you expect things in return, that's where we harbor resentment. That's when you know, that's when shit goes left.
Well, this is what it is you know, people are imperfect and they'll always let you down, so you can't let people be the top of your
I'm not perfect. I let myself down every day.
Perfected.
Yeah, exactly.
Native American clause. That's what they would say. The Native Americans, they believed nothing was supposed to be perfect to their God, so they would perfectly imperfect things. So when they would make something and they wouldn't be perfect, they would put a little. Oh, there's.
I'm adding a beat to. I'm adding a beat to your words.
Spoken word.
Are you gonna perform too?
No. You know, that was the one thing when we were putting the festival together. With this being the first one, it was important that I didn't get on stage. I feel creating the atmosphere.
What kind of music do you do? Do you do music?
I come from the hip hop industry, so I've been in the industry since I was 17. I come from battle rap. I was a part of the first battle rap website that was ever created.
You know, Casey is a battle rap champion, right?
No, come on.
So,
Are you really?
No can do.
Yeah.
Like
Back in the days.
In Guam, you know, he crushed everybody.
I believe it.
Yeah.
They
He's
called
got
him
a voice for it.
I'm retired.
They called
Yeah,
him
your
the
voice
typhoon.
is ill, actually.
I'm retired.
Like,
Stop.
He's like, we're not gonna.
I
do
just
that.
talk now.
I love it.
I'm playing. Casey does drop bars though.
Yeah.
So I come from that, and then you know, I transitioned from that and was in a group for a little bit, and always owned a studio in Orange County, and was always putting on for a lot of artists. There was
A lot of great music come out of Orange County, bro.
Orange County, LA, like when we talk
Yeah.
about YG, YG, PC, J Nari, they all came through my studios when they were all starting off their career. King Lil G, same thing. Like Young Pitch comes from Huntington. The Blendington Beach Boys. My movement was beach life. Like I owned a coffee shop, a donut shop.
We can tell your movement was beach life.
Yeah, I was. I got
It was farm life too. We see that a mile away. We smell it too, though.
No, by the way, we have not smoked weed today. I don't know what you guys think, but if you guys want to give us some, we'll take it.
Let me know.
Let's start with CBD drinks, but bro, you know, when this whole festival was coming together, what was your mindset? You know, with all these acts, you know, getting into the fray of the lineup.
You know, it had originally started. We were working on something. Well, the boys, they were doing all the. You already know what it is. The Cabana Boyz were throwing all the big, throwing all the big wavy events. Really putting on for the culture out here in Hawaii.
The real guy's like not even up here, by the way. For those of you who are listening,
come on, real bosses don't get on stage. They just sit back.
No, but the Cabana Boyz, they've done a lot of amazing events in Hawaii that probably people wouldn't even take a risk to do. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, so they were really putting on, and you know, when I made the transition over to Maui to kind of fill out what the scene was over there. Mutual friend of ours, they booked, and we came over there, and we all kind of just hit it off.
Yeah.
And seeing what it was, and they had approached me talking about, you know, let's try to get some other shows going, and I said, hey, I think we might have a property, you know, let's push for a festival. I had you know, written down in some copious notes a couple of years ago.
Wait, say that word again. A what?
Copious notes.
Okay, you gotta break that down. Copious. Can you use it in a sentence?
I think I just did.
I
don't know if we heard it, but
where's this dude been today?
I graduated from the same school as Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
So
that's all I got.
Yeah, so you know, we had come together, and we had talked about some other things, and we had access on a property, and we kind of put a feeler out to try to do a three day event. And then in the process, you know, we had worked with some other things, and then Cardi B got thrown in, and then it was at Aloha Stadium, and then we were going to work with Aloha Stadium and catch the vibe, and as things kind of trickled down, and between artists time frames and everything that we were working with allotted.
It's the business side of things.
Yeah, the business side. Then we really had to start, okay, let's downsize. Let's think of something reasonable, and let's create a vibe for the island that's going to be dope. Then we needed Jhene. We had Jhene. We had Danny. We had them all written down on a list, and it was just a matter of scheduling and locking it in.
You know what? I remember I was talking to Nate about it, and he had Danny Lay booked beforehand, and then he came with this. And I was like, whoa. That's dope.
That's how long we've been trying to, so that's how long we wanted
this
to bring
was like
Danny,
January, I think. He was telling me, we got Danny Lay.
Damn, you guys got her first.
So we've been working on this, we've been working on this festival since September. It had started with a private property over on, up by the Comcast Towers? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
The Comcast Towers over on the North Shore. We had 15 acres over there that we were going to work with and do a 3-day event. And then we wanted to work with Turtle Bay, and, as things just kind of started working, we ended up working with Turtle Bay for the whole event, and now we have the Cabana Fest.
Wow.
It's a win-win, for Turtle Bay, the venue, it's all the place, because people are going to be booking hotels. I bet you it's all fully booked already.
Well,
because we all tried to get a room.
Yeah, they got it locked in, and we wanted to work out some kind of campsites. We wanted to do a couple days in, but for the next one, we got a lot of really beautiful things on the horizons for the next 24 months for the island. So we're stoked.
It is one of the most challenging things to throw a concert here, because really there's not a lot of venues in Hawaii, and you could count on one hand.
Can we talk about the fact that I didn't know that this is where Forgetting Sarah Marshall was filmed?
Oh, what?
Oh yes.
I had no idea.
Oh my God.
I took a snap today, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, is that the room from Forgetting Sarah Marshall?"
Yes.
I was like,
yes.
"Bro, if I was the people who filmed Forgetting Sarah, I would have made Turtle Bay pay me a check, because they definitely get years of tourism off of that movie."
Because that movie's still
Hundreds
being shown
of
on
people
television every weekend. I watch it.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was just playing in the Turtle Bay rooms, like on repeat. Like, Forgetting Sarah Marshall
it's great that you pointed it out, because when we talk about the festival as it gets closer, we're going to be mentioning the fact that this is the place where Forgetting Sarah Marshall is actually filmed.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It's gorgeous.
Yes.
You guys are the ones that are high.
This guy, you don't
smoke. You guys out. I'm about to take over.
You know why? It's 420. It's almost 420.
Easter. Okay, it's Easter for me.
Yeah.
It's Easter for me.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Easter egg hunting.
Yeah.
So.
Got that?
Oh my god.
Someone caught that one, right? Thank
That's
goodness.
our producer, Milk. Don't ask why his name is Milk. But.
You can't wait, man. Tyga, Danny Lay, Jhene Aiko. Is she in town, by the way?
I heard she was in.
She's
on
island
the Big
hopping
Island,
out here.
She is island hopping.
Yeah,
huh?
she's island hopping. Shout out to Jhene. She's got a harp on her.
She's been in the music industry forever, I swear. She's been around forever. I'm telling you, she was on a You Got Served soundtrack.
No way.
I think so.
Wasn't she one of the few performers allowed to basically perform at Nipsey Hussle's memorial?
Yes,
only
she did.
one.
The only one, right?
Only performer.
The only performer.
Man, or I think there was one more performer.
One more.
But she was,
There were two of them.
Yeah,
Marathon continues.
yeah. That was definitely epic, and I know
Right.
it hit everybody hard, even in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Oh, we were talking about
Worldwide.
That today. Yeah, worldwide.
I've been following Nipsey since the jump. I remember when he sold all those mixtapes out. I was like, whoa.
He was an email that we had for the
$100 a
festival.
mix.
I'm not gonna lie. I love Nipsey's latest album, but I wasn't really listening to him before this particular album. But one thing we've always posted his interviews. I was always a fan of him as a human. Like I wasn't like going and playing Nipsey, but I was like always interested in his interviews and what he would speak about. And we always on 1 a.m. we always like post just motivational stuff for the entrepreneurial millennial. And he's been a source of inspiration business and entrepreneur wise for a long time. And then I was really happy for him when this last album came out, because I was like, damn, he's finally getting his music is finally like matching.
He didn't
up
even
to,
need his music though. He had everything going for him.
well, yeah, I mean the music was the vehicle.
Yeah,
that's
it
how
was.
you speak to the masses. But I think that it's great that now everybody's kind of educating themselves on like his life and his legacy and what he was trying to teach us.
He is genius.
He really just showed everybody
He's an
that lyrics
inspiration.
matter still. You know, lyrics matter, what you say matters, how you carry yourself on camera matters, and that's how you're going to be remembered. You know, so I hope a lot of
I hope that people stay in this like they
stay reminded of this.
Yeah, I see how people are switching up their moves, and I see like people who kind of used to post more hateful things or just kind of like petty stuff. Like I see like a big shift in kind of like the energy on social media, at least, because I haven't been in the mainland since. Yeah,
I think a lot of artists are going to start being held accountable for the things and the things they say and do.
Where were you guys when you found out?
I was at Mana Foods checking out at the register, and I dropped my water bottles. I was like scrolling, and I saw Tiana Taylor post, and I was like, nah, no way. Like I was really shocked. I couldn't believe it.
What about you, P? Where were you?
Same thing. I was in my kitchen actually, and I looked down at my phone. It was one of those things. We all stopped. It stopped for a week.
Yeah,
life stopped for a week.
Yeah,
you know?
I think I just got.
And Jhene even she delayed her album. A lot of people gave.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people gave that respect. Yeah, a lot of people gave it the moment.
Yeah.
To him, so that's admirable.
It's tragic. You know, I seen first person I seen was YG's manager. He posted it up. Be More, and then I was like, what?
Shout out to Be More.
I was like, no.
Well, actually,
I was like, no.
Yeah.
I was like, this can't be. And then I started scrolling, and I seen another one and another one. And I was like, holy smokes! And it was like Pray for Nipsey. It started with that, and then it was. I was like, no. It
was a rough one.
Yeah.
You know, especially being from LA, like a lot of the boys, like my boy Hoodster Rob from the Sauce and my boy Marco, all 1,500 or nothing. Like, that hit home. You know, a lot of my really close personal friends back home, they're all rolling, and they already know what it is. So,
but I love his mom though. His mom was like a breath of fresh air. She really like is just like a walking light. I don't know if you guys saw her comments or like, you know, she basically like said, you know, she was like, he's here, he's light, like it's all love, like, you know, kind of just.
She said that at the memorial.
Yeah.
She said I was watching the whole memorial. She gave a long speech. Yeah, it was. Yeah, she basically what you're saying is what she said. Yeah.
They said he's responsible for like 40,000 job positions.
Yeah.
40,000.
Wow. Yeah, I read an article saying that, you know, 200 and something million that he had put in just circulation, jobs, all kinds of just.
I think there's still a lot more that probably people don't know about.
Oh, absolutely.
That this guy did, and it's just.
It's the legacy that he left after, though. You know what he did in this time, but it's what the people are going to do after this. That it's going to continue. You know, and I think it ain't going to stop.
Yeah.
Well.
Moment of silence, guys.
Yeah.
Bless and release this one. On to the next.
Right. Do you guys know Tyga personally, or are you guys? Have you hung out with him?
Tyga? He's cool. He's nice. He's always respectable and like in a good mood.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he's fun. He has a lot of fun summer joints that I think are gonna like set the party off. Obviously.
Oh yeah.
That music video. He made me excited about music videos again when he dropped Taste.
There hasn't been a music video like that.
I was like, this reminds me of like when I wanted to be downtown Julie Brown hosting spring break. Like, I was like, this is like what summer should look like.
And it's what summer's going to look like. It's what spring's going to look like here, too. And we're going to set it off, Cabana Fest, May 4th.
So speaking of that, if you guys want to get your tickets discounted at 15%, you can use your 1AM code.
Oh, how you do that?
Can you?
You just go on Eventbrite and you just put 1AM in there and you can get 15% off, or you can use, I'm sure Cabana Boyz have it, but hey, you're not up here, bro, so I'm going to plug my shit. I'm sure they have a discount code too, you know?
That's a nice way of saying it's a Kamahina rate.
Kamahina.
Yeah.
Kamahina rates.
So, yeah. So 1 a.m. is the discount code then. If they want to go to the
Cabana
$80 for GA, so you'll get 15% off of that. Or if you want to get VIP, there's going to be like local vendors selling cool stuff in there. We got a vintage pop-up shop. They've got like, I just bought a Prada backpack and a Dolce & Gabbana swimsuit from this girl. She's got stuff, all this name brand items for like less than $600.
Wow.
We've got somebody giving haircuts. We're gonna,
Oh, yearly?
Yeah, there's going to be free haircuts there. There's going to be some beers
free
there
haircuts.
For the VIPs as well, free beers. So, yeah, it's going to be fun if you got a VIP ticket for sure. I would get a VIP ticket.
Get a VIP ticket now.
Oh, yeah. Especially when you saw the view that we were looking at for those decks. Those VIPs going to sell out quick.
Yeah,
guys.
it's going to be a beautiful day over there.
Yeah. We had to do a little bit of research and go back about a decade, seeing how the weather actually was on May 5th or May 4th. But
It's going to be a beautiful day, according to the weather report.
It's like Cinco de Mayo weekend.
Yeah.
Aloha de Mayo.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I've been telling listeners this. That this is not just a one-day event. Make this a weekend of May 4th. So if you want to,
May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be in you.
Take off on Thursday. Take off on Friday.
That's all we could take.
You want to take several days off, right? Leading up to the festival.
Yeah, you're going to need a day off before, a day off after.
Right, exactly.
Absolutely.
I'm throwing parties.
Dude, we're all excited.
Stay tuned.
No days off.
You're going to be snapping in the Sarah Marshall room like, Sarah Marshall.
Forgetting Yesjulz.
You've got a room, Jules?
Yeah, I got one of the sick rooms. I got the Sarah Marshall room.
Are you going to be in movies or something? Are you like trying to get into movies or what is your
I'm just doing whatever I feel like doing every day right now, and it's so fun.
Yeah?
Yeah, so some days I'm like,
want to record a record. Some days you want to look at the sky. Some days
some days I'm hiking a waterfall. I sketched a photo the other day.
What?
That was pretty cool. I'm just like,
we have a pet donkey. We have a pet donkey at the house.
There's a pet donkey you were hanging out with.
Serious?
I was golfing the other day. Day one was horrible, by the way. My golfing skills were horrible, but day two showed such a level of improvement that I may take it seriously.
Did you go to the miniature golf course or the actual?
No, I went to the backyard at P's house because he's
drive off the
he's got a 300-acre or whatever the heck it is.
Yeah, he got a farm.
Need to hang out with you more often.
Anybody with farms can have that size of a property.
Amen.
P is not disagreeing, but man, we thank you for coming out here.
Yeah, thank you
again,
so much for
the
having
big
me.
event is going to be happening May 4th. It is going to be at Turtle Bay on the golf course on the beautiful North Shore. P going to be there. We're going to have Yesjulz. We're going to have Tyga, Danny Lay, Jhene Aiko. It's going to be awesome, man.
Gang.
Young Pinch. Oh, Keanu. Where's Keanu, by the way? Keanu.
He's over there.
Keanu's back there just chilling, like he's not performing at the festival.
At all.
Yeah.
He's snapping it right now.
And so many others are going to be there. It's going to be an epic day. Definitely don't want to miss it. 939beat.com. We got all the details.
I want to know, what are you going to do on 420?
Me? Oh, I'm just going to chill. I'm going to drink my CBD water, and I'm going to practice abstinence of marijuana.
Okay.
I'm going to do the action. I'm a 364
I
days a year kind of
personally-
guy.
What are you going to do on 420, Jules?
I'll be here and I'll be collecting any and all donations. We'll do a special meal time at the Modern Hotel. Just DM me, snap me if you want to give me like some good local weed. I'd love to try it. I want to know what's good in Honolulu. You know, and I'll be here. So tell me if there's anything fun to do.
All right, got it. Thank
What
you.
are you guys going to be doing is the question.
Me?
I'm going to racially profile and say you smoke weed just because of your dreadlocks. Like you look like you've probably been starting you said a year, right?
Yeah, with those dreads, you know.
Well,
you know.
Listen. Let me clear my name real quick. I am a man of God.
Detoxing.
I'm a man of God. But by the way, God made marijuana. Don't get me started, Mom.
God's product, not a
I've had
narcotic.
this conversation. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's about
God's
it, guys.
plant. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks so much for having us. We're going to wrap this up. This is Yesjulz. Thanks for tuning in, guys. iHeartRadio, 93 The Beat. Woo!
You forgot the other 9.
93.9 The Beat.
There you go.
Thank you. Appreciate that. We'll see you May 4th.
Mahalo.
Turtle Bay.
Let's go.